Okay, hi everyone. My name's Katie. I'm a senior public relations major. I guess I will just get started with this. What are you grateful for? Um, I would say I'm pretty grateful for and just having pretty good health, me and my family. I never really had to deal with any big health problems, or neither has my family. And I know some people struggle with that. I get sick every once in a while. I'm kind of sick right now, but other than that, um, no one's really had any really life-threatening problems in my family, and I'm really grateful. No one I'm really close to has had to go through that. Um, so I guess going off into the next one, if I could honor one person in your life by listening to their story, um, it would definitely, I think, have to be my grandma. I know I just said no one's gone through any health problems, but my grandma actually had a stroke back in March. She's doing fine. She's in a wheelchair, but other than that, she can talk. She just has trouble with her right side of her body. But I think my grandma's a really interesting person, just because she lived through a lot of different time periods growing up, and I definitely would like to ask her questions about um, her life and her parents and her grandparents, because my family has a lot of different nationalities, and I think that it would just be interesting to hear where everyone came from and how everyone met and their relationships and just how life was back in her day, I guess. Growing up with the Depression, and then she raised one, two, four kids all by herself as a single mom when she didn't have a car, and it's just, I don't know, it's crazy to think of these days. So um, I think it'd be really interesting to ask her, because I'd like to know those things about her so I can pass them on to my children and then my grandchildren when I'm a grandma, and just to know my whole kind of family history from her point of view would be really cool. Um, okay. Why did I decide to come to Bradley? I think the biggest thing, honestly, was the Hollywood semester that Bradley offers. That really intrigued me. Being able to go study and work in LA for a semester, which is like completely different from Peoria or the Chicago area, and just kind of getting that experience, I thought would be really cool. I actually did it last semester, and although like I wouldn't trade my experience for the world, I definitely know that I don't want to work or live in LA. It's just very, very different. It's a whole other planet, and just not for me. But if I didn't go out there, I may have moved out there and would have made that mistake. But definitely got a great education while I was out there. I met tons of cool people, got a lot of great work experience, and made a lot of connections too, and lots of advice from different professors and speakers and all those kinds of things. So it was definitely very beneficial, and I'm glad I did it. Um, so I guess going off that, what do I want to do when I grow up? I want to go into the music industry somehow, um, preferably on the promotions or event planning side. I kind of like the whole behind the scenes thing, because I'm not really like a musician or producer or anything like that. As far as entry level position goes, that's a good question. Starting to look at jobs now since I'm graduating in December. So I'm not really sure. Kind of just like looking at anything that'll help me get my foot in the door at this point. So I'm not really sure. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But the thing I'm most proudest of though, I'd say like when I was out there, I did intern for a pretty big independent record label, and I think that's awesome. They have a lot of punk rock bands and people who listen to those kinds of music. Whenever I would tell them who I worked for Epitaph Records, they would think that's so cool, and I'm just really proud that I got to work for such a recognizable and like well-known company. They were really cool people. They taught me a lot about the industry. I got to meet some cool bands, go to some free concerts, and got to see what the industry was really like from the record label perspective. So I'm really happy I got to land that and have that experience. All right, one last question. Top 5 things I'd like to do before I'm 30. Okay. Well, I guess going off the job thing, I want to kind of have like an established job by that point, like one that I'm not concerned I'm gonna lose the next day, like one that I see myself growing in and moving up in, and some one that I really enjoy going to, and I enjoy the people I work with, and hopefully a city I want to stay in, because I guess that goes into my next one. By 30, I'd like to kind of be starting a family or be thinking about it or something. I don't know. I'd like to have kids one day, so hopefully by 30 I'm somewhere where I'm able to do that in that position. But then I also, I guess 3 more things. I'd like to go to Australia because it's always been a dream place, but the spiders there scare me. I'd like to go surfing. You'd think I would do that when I was in California, but the water was too cold and I'm a baby. And then I've always wanted to go skydiving. Me and my best friend were supposed to go when we turned 18, but that never happened. So hopefully it happens before I'm 30. Okay, well, I think that's it. Alright, bye.